Queensboro Junior College Athletic Association, Region 15 and Queensboro promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Negative comments, profanity, racist, sexist, or other abusive comments or actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or a team representative will not be tolerated. Queensboro thanks you for your support and your cooperation. And now the starting lineup for the Dutchess Community College Lady Falcons. Number 5, Mariah Whiting. Number 21, Alyssa Gilardi. Number 22, Julia Oki. Number 25, Kiana Nichols. And number 33, Mackenzie Hellish. The assistant coach for the Falcons is Paul Tierney. The head coach is TJ Mullins. And now the starting lineup for your very own Queensboro Community College Lady Tigers. From Benjamin Cardoza High School, number 14, Naomi Birch. From Law Enforcement and Public Safety High School, number 34, Khadijah Carroll. From John Adams High School, number 30, Destiny Nagora. And from Flushing High School, number 35, Erica Redwood. And from Pathways College Prep, number 24, Ivy Raparo.
This is QCC alum David Russell. Queensboro about to take on Dutchess. Region 15 playoff basketball about to begin. The starting 5 for the Lady Falcons: Mariah Whitted, Alyssa Gilardi, Julia Oki, Kiana Nichols, and Mackenzie Pellish. Starting 5 for Queensboro, a little different look today: Naomi Birch, Ivy Omokaro, and Destiny Nagora, Khadijah Carroll and Erica Redwood. David Chambers mixing it up: Omokaro and Nagora instead of Valentine and Hogan, who usually start. Joining me is Joe Massey and the coach, Mike Kerr. One of the questions, coming off a CUNY championship game loss to the Bronx, will Queensboro be up for this game?
Well, I would think, if you want me to step in there?
No.
I would think that you have to be up for this game. Most definitely. You might get a little slow start, but you have to take this game seriously.
These teams met 2 weeks ago. Dutchess won 73-67. Julia Oki had 42 points in that one. And the opening...
two evenly matched teams, David.
Birch with the ball. She was 3 for 19 from downtown in the CUNY title game, 5 for 24 overall. Redwood with the ball now. Omokaro back out to Redwood. Redwood looking for a bit of redemption against Dutchess, and she's called for traveling. She fouled out with 0 points when they met 2 weeks ago. These teams did meet here early in the season, and Queensboro won 65-46. That was a game, Joe, you'll remember Grayson had 22 points, most of them in the second half. Quick move inside, and Dutchess has the first points of the game.
And Dutchess not worried about the big girls for Queensboro. They want to focus on the backcourt.
Oki with the steal and the basket, and it's 4-0. Nichols had the first 2 points, Oki with those 2. Queensboro never led in the CUNY title game against the Bronx.
Not one time did they lead, no.
Redwood looking for Carroll. Good defense inside. Redwood put up an air ball. Queensboro's got to get Carroll involved. Carroll actually had 16 points and 17 rebounds in the CUNY title game.
She did her darndest to try to bring Queensboro back, but they too big a hole in that game.
Foul against QCC.
They dug too big a hole, and when you have to expound that much energy to get back in it, it's going to be tough.
Oki puts it in again, and it's 6-0 Dutchess. And timeout David Chambers.
Well, David, right off the bat, you said, are they going to be up? David Chambers has to take a timeout right here.
What a start for the Lady Falcons.
Well, I know, David, you asked early on about how Queensboro might respond after the tough loss in the CUNY Championship, and so far they're not playing very well to start the game. I know it's still early, but they're sloppy. They're posting up Khadijah Carroll inside, and she seems to be, they're not double teaming it or anything like that, and they're not fronting her. They really should try to throw it in there to her and see if they can create some scoring opportunities for her, or if she can catch it, draw a double team, kick it out, and maybe find some open jump shots that way.
Julia Oki becoming a factor early on. She averaged 20 points a game for this team, their top scorer.
And she would be the X factor. The loss here against Queensboro, she only shot 1 for 13, had 11 points. And then when they met the second time, she had 42.
A difference of night and day.
And a foul inside.
That's a pushing foul, trying to hold out on Danisha Farmer. No, it's 33, excuse me.
Pellish. Almocaro thought about the long jumper. Redwood will dribble out. Birch going inside. The jumper is no good. Nagora with the rebound. The shot clock shouldn't have reset. The shot clock will read 20.
Well, the Queensboro Lady Tigers picking right up where they left off shooting-wise in that CUNY championship game. They did not shoot the ball well at all.
Redwood making her move to the basket. The shot is no good. Carroll with the offensive rebound. That basket's no good. Redwood is fouled and will go to the line for 2.
Well, they went to work there. Carroll got a rebound, couldn't put it in. Redwood rotated back, got underneath, grabbed the rebound, went up, and she got fouled.
Redwood makes the first.
Redwood, of course, will be out of here after this year. She a former Flushing High School player, and that'll be it. This could be her final game, but you never know.
Redwood makes both at 6-2. As Pellish went to the bench, Farmer in for Dutchess. 6-2. Good ball movement. The jumper is no good and rebounded by Carroll. 2.5 minutes in, Dutchess leading 6-2. Redwood being guarded by Nichols. Nagora from the free throw line banks it in. 6-4.
Well, there you go. Use the glass and that'll help you out, I guess.
Nagora likes to take the jumpers from around the free throw line. Nichols doing a lot of dribbling, and the basket is good off glass, making it look easy. Oki and Nichols combined for all 8 points.
And we said Oki was their top scorer, Nichols their second top scorer on the year.
Carroll misses, and it's picked up by Farmer. Eight for Dutchess. And carrying is called on Nichols.
And Nichols tried to get started holding that ball near her waist. Go over to the Lady Tigers now. Try to take advantage of a turnover.
Redwood with 2 points and Nagora with 2 for Queensboro. Birch scoreless so far. She did have 13 in the CUNY title game.
She was the only one that could score from outside, basically, and on three-pointers.
Redwood steps into a jumper, which may have been tipped. Go back outside, shot clock running down. And Nagora, the basket will not count. They'll say shot clock violation, I believe. Shot clock violation, because when the shot missed, it didn't hit the rim, but the shot clock would have run out.
So the ball goes over to Dutchess, and they'll bring it up court.
Nagora's done a good job on the offensive glass, although that one didn't count. Oki, the spin move, and the basket. 10-4.
Oki going to the spin move down low on the blocks, and she got the last step in there to get it home.
Carroll's shot is no good. Nagora, another offensive rebound, but then turns it over.
Doing a good job of jamming it up inside.
And Gallardi puts it in, and it's 12-4 Dutchess.
And then they get that ball up court quickly, Dutchess. They very rarely have moved that ball up very slowly tonight. They always get it back up court.
Biggest lead so far for Dutchess, still early, 12-4. Birch to Omokaro. Redwood making her move. Step back jumper is no good. Omokaro saves it, but it's last touched by Redwood. And now Grayson and Hogan will go in for Queensborough.
Tigers need a little spark here, David.
Well, Grayson could give it to them, and she gave Dutchess a lot of problems when Dutchess came in here the first time.
You mentioned they're going to be up for this game. Right now they look like they're a little lagging out there.
Nichols to the basket, and she is fouled. Grayson had 22 points against Dutchess in the first meeting and 21 in the second. And she came off the bench both times, as that's his second foul on Redwood.
Nice move by Nichols with the long legs. Has a bit of size. Got through the lane floating there and picked up the foul call.
First free throw is good by Nichols. And Coach, do you like David Chambers keeping Redwood in with the 2 fouls?
Well, I mean, you could certainly sit her out. I mean, they're down a bit. Looks like a sub coming in now. We'll see if she gets Redwood. It's okay to keep her in. Just gotta make sure she's smart and understands her situation.
14-4. Nichols hit both free throws. Birch to Redwood. And Redwood steps into a 3. Wave it off. She's called for traveling. Shuffled her feet. May have been surprised by how open she was.
May have.
And now Redwood will go to the bench.
Or she might have been trying to position herself outside that 3-point line, and she shuffled her feet a little bit to get that shot off.
Anaya Swart is in for Queensborough.
There's a little bit of a hole being detected on Grayson. Little nicky-knack foul.
That's the first foul on Grayson. This will be inbounding from in front of the Queensborough bench.
Once again, Queensborough needing a little intensity here. They set up in the zone right now.
Oki to Farmer inside. Gallardi back outside. Oki steps into a jumper, no good. Rebounded by Carroll. Now Grayson going the other way for the Lady Tigers. And Grayson will dribble out. Birch, corner jumper is good. It's a long 2 for Birch. Her first points of the night, and it's 14-6 Dutchess.
A long 2. That was just inside the arc, but it counts 2 up on the board.
Well, half-court pressure. Let's pass outside. Farmer for 3. It's no good. And then she gets her own rebound. Oki thought about the 3. Very smart team using the clock. Jumper by Whitted. She was bumped by Ward. A gift foul also. You don't want to foul a jump shooter.
No, you don't want to commit that foul. Tigers had the lane blocked off. Remember, Dutchess was getting a few inside shots as this half wore on. Now they had cut them off, and you commit the foul out there.
Whitted makes the first one, 15-6.
They call that letting them off the hook.
And 16-6.
That wasn't a 3-point shot, so fortunately only 2 shots on that.
And Ward is fouled by Oki. And Ward will go to the line for 2.
talking to David Chambers before the game. And I asked him, were you disappointed with the outcome? He says, yeah, but, we played against a great player there, and she played a great game for Bronx. So you got to give her credit.
Last touch by Queensboro with 16-7. In that CUNY title game, the second best player for Bronx, Toussaint, tore her ACL early in the game. That didn't slow them down, though.
Yeah.
Gallardi. Side Nichols steps into a jumper. Counted on the foul.
Is that a three-point shot or a two? That was
long
a two.
two.
Yep.
Could be a conventional three-point play, though. And another foul about 18 to 20 feet away from the basket. And another timeout taken by David Chambers. Full timeout.
Dutchess Community College 18, Queensboro 7.
Just to continue on the point of that last game, that championship game there, she came back in the game again, David, late when she had the foul problems, and they were seeing Queensboro pull off a little bit of a run, and she rallied them right back, and she really pulled them out of the fire there.
Some two-year career Escobar had for the Bronx.
She played great in that final game, and she got the tournament most valuable player, which is the only way they could have gone with that. I don't know who else they could have given it to.
And switching back to this game, Dutchess now leads 18-7. And what are you seeing so far, Mike Kerr?
Well, David, you mentioned early on Coach Chambers changed his starting lineup, shaking things up maybe after that tough loss. Another thing I noticed is that they started the game in man-to-man defense, which we haven't seen them play in a few games. They're back to zone now, but I like that he's trying to change things up and not letting the girls get complacent after a difficult game. And now it's the regional playoffs and trying some different things. And another thing that I like that he's added that we didn't see against Bronx is against Dutchess' zone defense. They ran a little bit of post-exchange, which I liked when they had Nagora in with Khadijah Carroll. They're doing a little post-exchange, high-low looks. However, they're having trouble scoring. They haven't really tried to penetrate, get some penetrating passes. They haven't tried to get the ball into the high post or into the low post enough. So let's use those girls that are in those spaces, which are the soft parts of the zone, and let's get them the ball. They haven't done that enough yet, but at least they're heading in the right direction with running a little bit better zone offense that should yield some results.
Nichols trying to finish the conventional three-point play, and does. It's 19-7. Biggest lead for Dutchess, and Nichols leading the way with 9 points. Grayson.
Good game so far, I'm sorry.
Birch back out to Grayson. Ward. And tough defense by Dutchess. Not a lot of good looks for Queensboro. They need to sell for jumpers like that one. And Grayson's shot was off the mark.
They really have to move the ball, David, and they had a decent look there, but...
Nichols finds Oki. It's a long two, and it's good. Nichols drew everybody in, and she went out to Oki.
Oki had a long time to set up on that one.
21-7, wow. And a foul called against Dutchess.
Nichols was around the play, so was Gilardi, and they got Gilardi.
Ward steps into a three. No good. Carroll with the rebound, and she puts it back outside to Ward. Birch had to go through her hands, and it's taken away. And Dutchess calls timeout. She was doubled in the corner. 30-second timeout.
I'm sorry, David Chambers bringing them over. Too many of those little lethargic plays lately, David, where the ball just goes out of their hands or they just make a lolly pass, and that has gotten them into deep holes, and they're in a hole right now.
Look at the Queensboro scoring. Birch 2, Nagora 2, Redwood 2, Ward 1. That's it. Nichols has more points than Queensboro. Oki has more points than Queensboro. 21-7.
Well, you know Oki can score, you know Nichols can score, and you don't want to give them too many opportunities. And right now it's a 14-point game.
How's Queensboro make sure they don't get run out of the gym in this one?
Yeah, they're in a little three-quarter court press right now on a dead ball coming out of the timeout. look for maybe a change of defense with them.
And Ward with the steal and the basket off glass. 21-9.
He just made something happen with the press, and they'll go back to it again.
Might be what they needed.
You got to get something going.
It's bounce pass inside. Oki will be called for traveling.
Yeah, Oki saw that a little bit in the lane, and then it closed up on her, and she took an extra step trying to get a look at the basket. So last 2 plays, Queensboro showing a little intensity. See if they can keep it up.
Ward going to the basket. The shot is no good, though. Had a clean look. Carroll cleared everybody out on that one.
Very close to taking an extra step on that one, too.
Dutchess looking to extend the 12-point lead. Oki, a little fake. They go inside. Gallardi back outside. Oki left alone and hits. And how does Oki get that wide open? 23-9.
Have to have someone out on her. She can shoot the ball out there.
10 points for Oki now. Trying to get to Carroll. And now Burt's left alone for 3. Way off. And then Grayson forces a tie-up. Dutchess will keep it on the alternating possession arrow. So a good start for the Lady Falcons. And Nichols throws it away. Birch to Grayson. Hogan looking for her first points and misses.
They have not been shooting the ball well the last several games. They've shot a lot of wounded ducks.
And these shots haven't even been close. And Carroll is scoreless so far. And then Carroll picks off that pass. And then it's stolen right back. Side, that's no good. Carroll with the rebound. Dutchess thought there was a little contact inside. No whistle. Grayson the other way. And Grayson is fouled.
She makes something happen, Grayson, trying to split between Dutchess players, and did a good job to draw the foul. She's only a freshman. She'll be back next year with the squad, and that's a good thing because she had a good freshman season.
And that's number 2 on Oki. Grayson makes the first. 23-10.
Down Friday night at BMCC, David, we had a chance to run into Rodney Carr, the former BMCC head man on the women's side, and the assistant coach with Queensborough was chatting with him. She was brought into the program almost there at BMCC, and she was talking about having Grayson come back next year, and she was very happy about that.
As Nichols is called for traveling. Not too many very good players turned down BMCC.
Well, sometimes the situations just don't meld together. But
Ward going inside the floater is no good. Tipped and rebounded by Farmer. And Ward going right hand with the floater. Oki will give it to Whitted. Nichols going inside. Carroll blocks the shot. Nichols gets it back. Makes a move. Wave off the basket. Traveling is called.
Need a few more of those. Gotta take advantage of these Dutchess mistakes, though. It's a 12-point game.
Birch. Oki was coming in to pick that one off. To Grayson. Still 10 on the shot clock. Ward with Farmer playing a little off her, now on her. Carroll inside and can't get the friendly roll.
Nope.
And timeout called by TJ Mullins. His offense wasn't clicking the last minute or two like it had been, but but he's still in good shape. 8:57 to go in the first half, and Dutchess leading 23-11.
And they have earned that lead over Queensboro, but Queensboro's not played well in the first half.
Yeah, similar to the game against Bronx in the CUNY final. Queensboro's struggling in the first half to score, but recently they've gotten better shots, gotten better looks. Ward made a great extra pass to Birch for a wide open shot. She didn't make that one, but if you continue to get good looks like that, they're going to start falling. And then Khadijah Carroll had the ball right in her wheelhouse under the basket and couldn't get the friendly roll, as you said, David. Sometimes you get good shots and they don't always fall, and it drives coaches crazy. But all you can do is just keep working hard, keep staying focused, stay the course, keep working hard to get good shots. And you just got to think that they're going to keep falling and keep shooting confidently.
One question I have: when Queensboro played Bronx, you could game plan for Escobar, who was their one scorer. Dutchess has two with Oki and Nichols. How do you try to game plan for a team or defend a team with two really good scorers?
Well, you do what you can, with two good players like Oki and Nichols. I mean, not only can they make shots, but they can put it on the floor and then get past their first defender and make decisions afterwards. Yeah, you have to try to contain them as best you can, make sure everybody knows where they are, get a hand up and just contest every one of their shots as much as you can. And really, Queensboro's problem more than that, although that is a problem, but more than that is their offense. They have to not get out of sorts and start thinking they have to do things differently if they're getting good shots. Just because they're not falling, you just got to keep continuing to get those good shots, and eventually they got to go down.
Yeah, particularly the last two games, they've really struggled offensively.
Hogan rebounds the Oki miss. 8:45 to go in the first half. Ward, mid-range jumper, rattles out. And then another tie-up. Good job by Birch. It will stay with Queensboro.
David, we've seen this team play a lot, and the reason why that becomes important with Queensboro is because they get into like a flow when they have it going on offense, and then it generates a team game. But they haven't been able to do that the last couple of games.
Carroll with their first points of the game, 23-13.
See, that looks more like what they're able to do when they have it going.
6 different Queensboro players have scored. Nobody has more than 3 points for them, though. Farmer to Gallardi. That shot is no good. Gallardi almost got her own rebound. Queensboro ball. Grayson crossing half court. And she misses. That was a good play to go after Oki, because that would have been her third foul. And looked like there may have been a little contact, but no call.
They're in the zone again.
That's big, though, because Grayson went right at Oki. That shot is no good.
No.
And then it's taken away. Nichols. Bounce pass to Oki. Directing traffic. They're going in the lane. The floater is good. And that's a dozen points for Oki. It's 25-13.
Yeah, that's an example of what Coach was talking about a minute ago. They played sufficient defense, then they give the ball away and they give up points.
Nichols lays it in. As Dutchess also wanted a foul, it's 27-13. No, when Grayson went inside, if they called that a foul against Oki, that meant she would have had to spend the last 7.5 minutes on the bench. What a big play that was. Inside, almost taken away again. Grayson throws up a shot, and it's good off glass.
That little prayer was answered right there.
Just the way they drew it up.
Wow, that was a high dribble, wasn't it?
Still have 12 on the shot clock. Oki, jumper over Carroll is good. And that's 14 for Oki. 29-15.
Got to give her credit. She's been there at every turn to pop a screw into the cause.
Grayson to Ward. Birch ran into Ward. Now Grayson going to the basket, hands off to Carroll, who misses, and it's rebounded by Gallardi.
You got a very good shot there, David. I mean, Queensborough realizing now they're in a game and they have to get intense, and they picked up their intensity a little bit.
Farmer, Nichols, a long two is no good. Rebounded by Carroll.
Just have to cut out the mistakes.
Queensborough a little out of sorts. Ward hands off to Grayson. Birch for three, no good. But Hogan chases it down. Tipped and taken away. And she actually dribbled it off her foot and then is hammered as she went down on the floor.
That could have been serious right there.
It's like a running back who gets in the open field and then fumbles.
Without a helmet, too. It's good to see Nichols got back up, but she had her head on the floor and two Lady Tigers were landing on her.
Second foul on Birch. Tough call, although it's the right call. Tough way to pick up a foul. Farmer to the bench for Dutchess. (29-15) Dutchess, 5:08 to go in the first.
And Nichols hit the floor and Farmer went to the bench. So she's a tough young gal.
Whitted for two, no good, and rebounded by Birch. And Grayson lost the handle on it, and it's picked up by Oki.
I can count about 8 or 9 of those bad passes that just get away and to put right back on defense again.
Gallardi was too far underneath. And get a good angle for the shot. You're about needing to work for every basket. Queensborough needs to work for every pass. Redwood is back in with the 2 fouls. Counted on the foul. As TJ Mullins is asking, how could that be a continuation?
And TJ is still asking about it. Now he's going to get an explanation.
Corey Valentine in for Queensborough as Carroll goes to the bench.
Big play by Redwood right there. That is what Redwood can do when she is part of this offense.
She's leading Queensborough with 5 points.
The problem has been getting anything solidified to get her to be part of the offense, or Carroll or Hogan.
Meanwhile, Oki and Nichols have combined for 25 of the 29 Dutchess points. And the ball will go to Dutchess. How about this, that the last time these teams faced, Dutchess scored 73 points. Oki, Nichols, and Gallardi combined for 71 of the 73. Redwood lost it and chases it down before it could be a backcourt violation. Grayson. Birch in the corner for three. It glazes the rim. And Whitted comes out with it. And Valentine got a piece of it from behind. Queensborough ball as Whitted touched it last. Good transition defense.
Yeah, her teammate trying to help out Polish, but she more or less got in her way. And she couldn't hold on to the ball and went out of bounds.
3:40 to go in the first half. Birch.
Get this under 10.
Inside, Valentine, no good. Hogan the rebound. Her shot is no good. Tipped around, Hogan saves it in. To Grayson, who saves it to Redwood. Who's able to stay and make sure it's not backcourt violation. And a charge is called, and that's number 3 on Redwood.
Well, that is apt to happen. I mean, that's the way Redwood plays. She rumbles through there, and this time she got ticketed.
This could be big because she's going to be on the court for this possession. Dutchess could attack her and possibly get number 4 on Redwood.
And she won't be able to play as aggressively now with those fouls.
Oki making the move on Redwood in the lane, and Hogan got a piece of the shot, but they call a foul.
Very close to her deflecting that ball out, but I think she got a piece of her hand on that.
Fortunately for Queensboro, it's on Hogan and not Redwood.
So Oki and Nichols, who have led the scoring, I believe they have 24 out of 29 points.
Have 26 out of 30 and 15 from Oki.
Wow.
As McRae goes in for Redwood. Oki hits both. It's 31-18. Queensboro is beating Oki 18-16. McRae. Valentine gets it and misses. Not sure if that pass was intended for her or not. Got there.
We're not sure about much right now. Nothing looks very sure, David.
Queensboro's not playing well, we know that.
Yeah.
2.5 minutes in the first. Pellish, wave off the basket, traveling is called.
So a chance once again to get that lead down to 11. You want to keep it manageable.
Big 2:26, maybe Queensboro could make it a 8 or 9 point game at the half.
They have no Carroll out there. They have no Redwood right now.
McRae has it taken away. Pickpocketed by Nichols. And Nichols misses. Great defense by Valentine to get back and not foul. Good contesting of the shot as Birch comes down the other way and banks in a jumper. Big 4-point swing.
Yeah, she did that all in one motion. Instead of taking an extra dribble, she just went up with the bank shot.
Pellish going inside. Valentine with the block. Pellish gets it back, then throws it to Hogan. Grayson the other way. Grayson going all the way to the basket, and a charge is called. Can't fault the aggressive play, but she is called for the charge. And that's number 2 on her.
Well, could have cut it to 9 right there, so I'm not going to fault her, but would have been nice to see them bring it down and convert.
1.5 minutes to go in the first. Pellish, outside Gallardi jumper is good. They've been getting all the rolls in the first half.
Yeah, well, that's what a good team will do to you. I mean, they'll take advantage right away.
33-20.
These teams are quite identical in what they've done this year.
Not in the first half, though. Hogan with the rebound. Grayson going inside. Nice pass to Hogan, who finishes off glass. Hogan has her first points of the game. It's 33-22. 50 seconds to go.
You didn't even see Hogan on the scorecard. 33-22.
7 Lady Tigers have scored now. Nichols with the tough shot, and it's no good, and rebounded by Valentine. And almost turned over. Grayson.
Yeah, she remembered last time, and she turned back.
Nothing but dark jerseys in front of her, and then she takes a 3, which is no good. Dutchess can hold for the final shot of the half. 20 seconds to go.
Queensboro needs a stop here to go into the half with. They really do.
Oki going inside. Nice pass. Whittage jumper is no good. 3 seconds to go. Picked up. Oki, can she beat the buzzer? And let's see if they count it.
I think that's going to go, David.
It does count. Well, big play by Oki to end the half.
Very difficult ending to the first half, and it was a difficult first half.
35-22. These Queensboro players don't want to see their, or at least the second-year players don't want to see their college career come to a close, or at least on this level.
And even the younger players don't want to see this season end right now with a chance to move on in these regionals. You know, get something going for next year. Get something going.
35-22 at the half. What do you say in the locker room?
Well, I mean, if you're Queensboro, we've seen a lot of problems. I mean, have a lot of trouble scoring. I see also some bad body language between some of the girls. They're looking at the scoreboard probably a little too much. If you're down 10 points in the first half, it's really not that big a deal, and they're forcing a lot. What I am seeing, though, late in the half, a couple bright spots. They're able to penetrate the gaps of Dutchess's zone fairly frequently, and when they penetrate and try to make a tough contested shot over the help defender, they have trouble scoring, like most people would. But a couple times, particularly Sabrina Grayson, has made a couple nice pass plays off of penetration. Got a layup to Hogan once, wide open, and once had a nice shovel pass, I believe to Carol, that went in and out. But if they continue to be aggressive, penetrate the gaps in Dutchess's zone, and try to, instead of taking tough shots over defenders, make some pass plays out of it. Pass plays for layups or even kickouts for open jump shots, and hopefully that'll get them going offensively.
So we'll see if Queensboro could come back. At halftime, Dutchess leads 35-22. Second half about to begin. Dutchess leading 35-22. The Lady Tigers hoping it's not their last 20 minutes of the season. Looking at the scoring, Julia Oki had 18 in the first half for Dutchess. Kiana Nichols added 11. Erica Redwood led Queensboro scorers with 5. Plus Redwood has 3 fouls, which is something to monitor. And she is on the court to begin the second half. For Queensboro, it's Hogan, Redwood, Grayson, Birch, and Carroll.
And she has to play defense right off the bat.
And Oki loses it out of bounds.
First half, you mentioned, right? Oki 18 and Nichols 11, 29 of their 35 points.
Queensboro down 13, which is it's doable for a comeback. They need to play one of their best halves of the season.
Let's see how they start out, then we'll talk about it.
Well, that's not going to help. Nice bounce pass. Pellish puts it in off glass. Her first points of the night.
And that's not going to help either.
Biggest lead of the game, it's 15. 37-22.
Tigers have to go right to the attack here, David. Get something good.
Birch for 3. No good. Hogan, no good. Carroll dribbles out. And her shot is good. And it's 37-24.
What do you have Carroll for? 4 points?
Yeah. Good aggressive play. Gallardi puts it in off glass, and they answer right back. 39-24.
So how do you like this? They come out and everybody else is scoring now for Dutchess.
Counted on the foul. Redwood with the basket.
We were commenting whether Redwood's driving game would be hampered by the fact that she has those fouls. That time she saw an opening smartly, took it to the glass, and got fouled.
And that's the second foul on Gallardi.
So, maybe it'll be hampered slightly, but she has to play a little differently, and she has to play smart.
Redwood makes the free throw. It's 39-27. They're a team that they stick with what they know. There's not a whole lot of altering. Yeah. Carroll had it go through her hands. Pellish to the basket. No good. And Redwood with it. Grayson going all the way to the basket and putting it in off glass.
Good job by Redwood. She saw the defense back, gave up the ball, got it to Grayson.
And just like that, it's a 10-point game. 39-29, 2 minutes into the second. Last touch by Queensboro.
She made the move all the way to the baseline. Then Nichols tried to drop it off. It got knocked out inside. 19 seconds to shoot.
Remember how Grayson exploded in the second half here against Dutchess a few months ago. Oki Shot is no good, tipped and rebounded by Carroll. They can make it a single-digit game. Redwood gets it back, now going inside. No good, but Birch gets it, dribbles out. Redwood to Grayson. Dutchess really closes out fast. Grayson to the basket, no good. Loose ball, Grayson gets it back and puts it in off glass. Timeout, Dutchess. And just like that, a 7-0 run for Queensboro, and it's 39-31.
You would think that you were going to see a timeout if they converted that time up by Mullins, and he took it right there to stop a little bit of a flow here.
This game has turned pretty quickly.
Yeah, Coach Chambers must have had an interesting halftime speech. It really got the girls fired up. They came out of the second half, shot out of a cannon a little bit, really taking it strong to the hole, making good scoring plays. You know, I think defensively what they need to do a little better job of, I mean, they have the two girls, Oki and Nichols for Dutchess, doing, 90% of the scoring, probably at least. They need to try to make those girls a little more uncomfortable. I mean, Queensboro is still in their zone, and it's still a little easy for them to put the ball on the floor and find open space for open shots. You know, they should try to make both Oki and Nichols, dribble the ball with their left hand a little bit, force them to run offense the other way. Just make them a little uncomfortable and throw different things at them so that they don't have it quite so easy, because those are two very talented girls that you want to kind of get them out of their comfort zone.
And it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustment Dutchess makes off that timeout.
And TJ Mullins must be going, we're only up by 8. It feels like 88.
Well, 8, 88, whatever it is. You just got to be up 1 or more at the end of the game. And, that timeout was a good timeout, settle the girls down, hopefully stop a little bit of the momentum that Queensboro has picked up here.
39-31 and still 17-20 to go.
That's as close as they've been in a while, David.
Defense chant starting up from the Queensboro bench. Oki, they're down to 15 on the shot clock.
Coming up high with that zone right now.
Pass was tipped. Gets to Nichols. 5 on the shot clock. You find Oki down to 2. 1, she throws it up. It's an air ball. And Redwood gets it to Grayson. Grayson all the way, and Grayson is fouled.
Well, Grayson, more than anybody, has been responsible for igniting this charge with her speed and her high-intensity play.
And that's the 3rd foul on Oki.
Freshman has had a very good year, as we said, and she's having a very good about 4-minute span here.
39-32. As Grayson is leading the Tigers with 9 points. Grayson makes both. 39-33, a 9-0 run for Queensboro.
It's imperative that Queensboro makes their free throws too, something they have trouble with at times.
And 3 fouls on Oki, something to monitor. There's Julia Oki going inside. No good. Redwood up ahead to Grayson. And Grayson pull-up jumper is banked in. 39-35. 11 points in a row. And traveling is called.
Little Sabria Grayson has gone off here in the last 4 minutes. Now Queensboro can get it to within 2. It was 35-22 at halftime.
And it was 39-24 2 minutes ago. Hogan almost saved it in. So it's a 4-point game and still 16-11 to go. I thought Queensboro would make a run, but I didn't think it would be this fast.
I really feel you can thank Grayson for part of that. She's accelerated their game.
And then she takes it away from Oki. Grayson finds Birch, and Birch puts it in. And it's 39-37. 13 points in a row for the Lady Tigers. Oki in the crowd, and it's taken away. Grayson lost it, but Queensboro can take the lead. Grayson to Carroll for the tie. It's good! 15 points in a row. 39-39. 15:27 to go.
Tigers all keyed up now.
Nichols has a shot blocked by Carroll. Grayson to Redwood, and Redwood had it knocked away. Pellish slows down. And we're only 5 minutes into the second half. 39-39.
Total flow of the game has changed.
A 3-second violation against Dutchess. Now I don't think TJ Mullins wants to call another timeout after he took one when it was 39-31.
All right, as long as the Tigers made this run, the chance to pull ahead now.
And Queensboro can take the lead. Tipped out of bounds, last touch by Hogan.
Yeah, Hogan was vying for it. Down there with Gilardi, and Hogan tipped it last, one out of bounds. They've been pulled totally out of their offense now, Dutchess.
Oki hasn't scored in the first 5.5 minutes of the second. Nichols, handoff to Gilardi to Pellish, no good. And Grayson running. And Grayson finds Redwood. Redwood gives Queensboro the lead. It's 41-39. 17 points in a row.
Nice, terrific pass by Grayson there. She saw Redwood out of the corner of her eye.
Oki going to the basket, no good. Rebounded by Gilardi, second chance for the Lady Falcons. Now she's doubled in the corner. Last touch by Queensboro. Dutchess ball with 26 still on the shot clock. Oki looking to get it in, gets it into Pellish. Grayson almost took it away. Jumper for the tie, no good. Rebounded by Oki. And a foul called against Queensboro.
Well, they went back to their two top scorers there. The jumper was missed, top of the key, by Nichols, and then Oki a big rebound, and she got fouled on the putback.
Second foul on Hogan.
It's a matter of getting back to basics and getting the ball in the hands of the people who got you that first half lead.
Good news for Queensboro, only the first foul they committed in the second half, almost 6.5 minutes in.
However, David, not that easy because Queensboro's been overplaying, extending their defense. They've been buzzing all over.
Timeout Queensboro. 41-41 and still 13:34 to go.
Well, guys, you might say that this half has been all Queensboro, but probably more accurately, it's been all Sabria Grayson. She's been absolutely dynamite this half. Getting deflections, steals, scoring. She made 3 or 4 real pretty assist plays. And if she played all season the way she played the last 4 or 5 minutes, it'd be a different player of the year. She's been really, really the catalyst this half to go on that 17-0 run, I think it was. And it's tied up now, but gave Queensboro the lead for a moment. And they're on a roll now, so it's anyone's game. All tied up, 13.5 to go. See if Queensboro can keep this momentum going. Right now, Grayson's been the leader.
And that type of energy turned it around, Mike. And it's like Dutchess is now going up against a hornet's nest when they have the ball. Everybody's jutting into the passing lanes.
Well, absolutely. Well, it's funny how that works. Someone makes a play, someone makes another play, and it becomes contagious. Hustle plays are very contagious. Just like the other way around in the first half, sometimes lazy plays and lackadaisical plays become contagious too. Right now, everything's going in Queensboro's favor, and now it's up to Dutchess to come out, make some adjustments, settle themselves down, and try to stop this run that Queensboro's made and try to get back on track. I mean, obviously, it's still anybody's game. I mean, it's all tied up. And obviously, they need to get their big scorers, Oki and Nichols, going and scoring again.
One thing not to lose sight of in all the excitement, Redwood and Oki both have 3 fouls.
And you might want to try to take advantage of that at some point.
Redwood to Birch. Redwood. Queensborough looking to take back the lead. 10 on the shot clock. Redwood going inside. Kick out. Birch. Long two is no good. Carroll is called for the foul.
And Carroll went over the back to get that rebound. There's only one thing Queensborough's not been able to find in the second half, and we'll see if they find it at some point. They shot the ball poorly the last few games.
By the way, the foul on Carroll was only her first. 7 minutes into the second half, 41-41. Oki. Hands off to Nichols. Whitted, the jumper, no good. And Carroll the rebound. Then a long pass to Grayson, who got behind the defense. And Grayson misses. I think it went off the foot of the Dutchess player, and it did.
The knee of Oki rushing in to try to grab the rebound. That ball just ricocheted off her knee.
Good transition defense to throw off Grayson, or else she would have laid it in and given Queensborough the lead back. Hogan, tough angle shot is too strong. Carroll the rebound. Her shot is no good. Rebounded by Pellish.
Well, if you're Dutchess, you'd like to force Queensborough into doing more of the half-court stuff.
Whitted. Inside, Pellish. Pass is broken up. Grayson with the steal. And she tried to get it to Redwood, but instead bounced it to Gallardi. Snuck in from behind.
It was another no-look pass, and it was off the mark.
Under 12 minutes to play, tie game. That was almost turned over. Nice move on Carroll. And Nichols gives Dutchess the lead back, 43-41.
A serious move when they really needed one there.
Redwood. They go inside. Carroll over Pellish. 43-43.
Well, time for Carroll to play big right now, and she hit that shot to tie the game again.
Carroll almost got the steal. Gallardi shot rattles out. And that's what was happening to Queensborough in the first half. Dutchess was getting those bounces. Grayson with the ball. Redwood a long two for the lead, and it's good! Redwood makes it 45-43. She has a dozen points.
Big time to hit a jumper, and a big jumper right there.
Inside, and traveling is called. Ball back to Queensborough.
Tough on Nichols as she tried to navigate down the right side of the lane, wound it up falling on her rear, and got called.
And Destiny Nagora is back in for Queensborough. She was actually in the starting lineup tonight.
And Queensborough will look for their biggest lead of the game now, I believe.
Redwood.
Well, they might have had one very early.
I don't think they did.
No.
They were down 6-0 at the start.
Right.
Grayson to Nagora. Nagora's shot no good. Going big, they have Carroll and Nagora in.
Interesting to see now where Dutchess is going to go with the ball, if they're going to get back into the flow they were in earlier.
Oki, who has 2 points in the first 10 minutes of the second half after scoring 18 in the first. Oki hits a three. From way downtown.
They had Grayson straying out a little bit, but not far enough on Oki there.
Grayson trying to answer back with the three. No good, but I think Oki touched it last, and she did. Dutchess leading 46-45, 9:39 to go. Redwood will inbound. They go outside, Nagora to Grayson. Redwood, nice pass to Nagora. Nagora shot off glass, no good. Redwood puts it in off glass. 47-46 Queensboro.
Big play by Redwood with the foul troubles, able to get inside, grab that rebound.
And Redwood has 9 points in the second half. Oki attacking and gives Dutchess the lead back.
And ever for 25.
Yeah, 25 of the Dutchess 48. Redwood under 9 minutes to go.
Good ball game right now. Real good ball game.
Grayson going baseline. Floater, short. Carroll, the offensive rebound. And that shot is no good. She was right there.
She made a tough play to get that rebound. It just hopped off the rim. She couldn't put it back.
Nichols making a move on Birch and then dribbles out. Oki gets it. Thought about stepping into another three. Aggressive play. Shot no good. The rebound by Nichols, and her putback is good. And that's 15 for Nichols, 50-47. Dutchess lead.
Well, the big players for Dutchess have answered the call the last two trips.
Redwood for the tie. No good. And Nagora will be called for the reach-in.
And Nagora knocked that out, and she was over the back of Gilardi on it.
Only the third foul against Queensboro this half, the first on Nagora.
And now they're trying to nip a little bit of a Dutchess run here, and they come out, extend that defense.
Gilardi, Oki, Nichols. They're down to 10 on the shot clock. Oki making her move. A floater is no good, but she will be going to the line, I believe, as a foul is called against Queensboro.
She will be. And Queensboro got them out of the rhythm they were in with Oki and Nichols going hard, and they've popped back into that, and those two players have reassumed control.
Oki misses the first as Redwood will go to the bench with 4 fouls. She wants to stay out there.
That was a tough one, David. Because Grayson has played outstanding, but Redwood has been a big factor too.
Misses both, and it's rebounded by Carroll.
And she's a good free throw shooter, Oki.
Oki was 15 for 18 from the line the last time these teams met.
A big break they needed.
Carroll's shot no good.
She could have moved in a little bit on that one.
Under 7.5 to play. Dutchess up 50-47. Oki blows right past Nagora. The shot over Carroll is good. And that's 27 for Oki.
I'll tell you, Queensboro's seen some outstanding players their last couple of games, talent-wise.
Timeout called by David Chambers with 7:09 to go. And that is now a 9-2 run for Dutchess. Wild second half, Mike Kerr.
Yeah, well, I mean, Queensboro jumped all over them in the first 6 or 7 minutes or so. And then after the last time out by Dutchess, it seemed like he did get his girls back on track. You know, coming back out to a 5-point lead, having better possessions consistently. And, you know, Oki is still the story. You know, Queensboro's having all kinds of trouble containing her off the dribble. She's driving with the right hand and getting all the way to the rim or pulling up with short jump shots. Queensboro needs to make some kind of adjustment. Maybe chase her with man-to-man, maybe chase her with one player. You know, make her have to get rid of the ball and make somebody else have to create something.
Well, we saw Escobar in the last game, and now Oki, pretty impressive ball player.
Well, like you mentioned, there's some talented players in this league, and Queensboro is running into them one after the other, it seems like.
So Queensboro down 5 with 7:05 to go. Well, if you told them that at the beginning of the second half, they would have been pretty happy. Ward, kick
that's
out.
right.
Inside, Carroll shot over Pellish is no good. Hogan there for the rebound. Birch to Grayson. Grayson from the free throw line. It's good. Grayson with 14 points now. The majority of those in the second half. It's 52-49. Now a little pressure. And Ghilardi misses at the basket. And now Grayson again in transition. Kick out, Birch for the tie. No good. And then Birch chases down her own miss. And Queensboro will keep it.
Yeah, an outstanding effort by Nichols trying to come up with that ball, but it was on her shoe tops and she fell out of bounds and kicked the ball out. So 26 for Queensboro to shoot.
And Hogan puts up a long jumper. Carroll chases it down and gets it to Hogan. Backcourt violation.
Yeah.
If Birch could just get some of these three-pointers to go.
That would have tied the game right there, and didn't go.
Ghilardi asking for it underneath the basket. Nobody saw her. And that jumper is no good, rebounded by Carroll.
Whitehead found herself alone out there, turned. That looked like that might have a chance.
Grayson is called for the charge. And that's number 3 on Grayson. 5:56 to go. And Redwood going back in for Queensboro with the 4 fouls. Hogan to the bench. Oki with 27 of the 52 points for Dutchess. 5:40 to play, 15 on the shot clock. Here's Oki again. Little shot over Carroll is good.
Oh, she is money.
54-49. Redwood, nice pass to Carroll, and Carroll puts it in. And that's 10 for Carroll now, 54-51.
Turnover.
Did they say backcourt violation?
1 foot in the backcourt, 1 in the front. Or travel, 1 of the 2, I don't know.
Either way, it's Queensboro ball.
Let's see where they go with it here now.
Redwood has to be careful about going inside. She has 4 fouls. Carroll.
Yep.
Grayson's jumper, no good. Carroll the rebound, and she is hammered. And will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, that was set up well. Carroll gave up the ball, gave it in the corner, then set up down low, waited for the rebound, got fouled. That was more than luck on that. Nobody big down there to contend with Carroll.
That's number 3 on Ghilardi as Carroll misses the first.
Can't hit the free throw, though.
We're down to 4:58 remaining.
Everything becomes magnified now.
Carroll splits the free throws. 54-52. Nichols to Oki. 11 of her 29 have come in the second half. Nice pass to Nichols. And a crowd of Tigers gets it outside. Ghilardi shot rattles out.
She's had several of those on layups and jump shots.
And Queensboro can tie or take the lead. Redwood.
Stripped. Ooh.
Pickpocketed by Nichols. And Nichols misses at the basket, but then gets it back. Oki. No good. And last touch by Queensboro. Dutchess will have it with 24 on the shot clock.
Nichols had that ball on the baseline, and you could hear Oki behind her telling, I'm here. Really in this ball game right now.
Oki. Four minutes to play. Dutchess leading 54-52. Nichols. Outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock, and it's taken away. Birch to Grayson. Grayson gets it to Redwood, and a charge is called, and Grayson can't believe it.
She can't believe it. She's pounding the court, but That is the second successive foul of that nature for her.
And that's 4 on Grayson. One more and she's done. She still can't believe it.
She thought she was going to get the call on that.
Dutchess still up by 2. Oki going in the lane. The shot over Carroll is no good and rebounded by Hogan. 3.5 to play.
Terrific move by Oki, but no basket on that.
Grayson to Redwood. 3:20 remaining. Queensboro can tie or take the lead. Carroll gets her own miss. And she is fouled, and she will go to the line for 2 as TJ Mullins asks for traveling, and he will not get it.
Yep, he wanted the travel. Carroll hung in there. Good stay-to-it attitude. Got the rebound, and then got hit from behind by Pellish trying to bring it back up.
And that's number 3 on Pellish.
Big free throws here, David.
First one is good.
She split them before, and she made that one.
There haven't been a lot of free throws in the second half. Carroll splits them, and Redwood chases down the rebound, and she is fouled by Pellish.
There's no shooting on that. And it'll be Lady Tiger ball, down by 1.
And that's 4 on Pellish. One more and she's done. Queensboro can take the lead. Grayson.
Locate Carroll now if you're Dutchess.
There's Candija. And Carroll puts it in off glass. Queensboro leads with 3 minutes to play. 55-54. Oki to Nichols. Side, 2:40 to go. They go inside, Gallardi. Last touch by Queensboro player. Dutchess will keep it with 7 on the shot clock.
Gallardi had nowhere to go with the ball. Hogan ripped it away and went underneath. 7 to shoot, as David said. Got to get it right into one of the big scorers, and they tried to.
And Grayson took it away. The jumper is no good. And then she chases down her own miss. No. Slow it down a little bit. Redwood going inside, and it's good off glass. Redwood makes it 57-54.
Found her way through.
8-0 run for Queensboro. Oki dribbles out. 2 minutes to play. Nichols going in the lane, and a foul called against Queensboro. Tough call.
Tell you this, we've seen an outstanding second half. We really have.
Second foul on Carroll. If this is to be the last game of the season, what a game it is.
Terrific game.
Oh. It will be the last game for one of these teams.
That's right.
Nichols misses the first.
It will be for Dutchess if they do that, though.
Tell you, Nichols has 15 points, but only 4 in the second half. Looking to split the free throws. And does. 57-55. 1:55 to go.
Queensboro has the extra possession here. Let's see if they can make it work.
Redwood. They're running a little clock. 100 seconds to play. Grayson into Carroll. Carroll's shot is no good. Good defense by Pellish. 1.5 minutes to go. Dutchess can tie or take the lead.
Yeah, Carroll stepped back and made a 12-foot shot, more like a 14-foot shot on that.
Full timeout taken by Dutchess.
Ask Coach about that. If you're a big player, you want to try to get towards the basket on that shot more.
No, of course. You always want to get something going towards the basket. maybe she'll have a better chance to score and possibly get fouled and be able to score with contact.
I don't want to be overly critical, but just basics, you know.
Of course, no, of course. Everything is about the details. You gotta have the basics down, and that's one of the things. When you fade away from the basket, even if you do get a little bit of contact, a lot of times the officials won't give you the benefit of the doubt and may not give you that call. But if you're taking it strong, they'll give you that call. Right now, obviously we're down to the wire. Dutchess needs to, they call timeout, they need to run a good play to get a good look here, hopefully tie the game on this possession if they can. They also still have one foul to give, so they could be very aggressive on defense on this next possession. And even if they foul, it's okay. Queensboro's not going to go to the line unless it's a shooting foul. So Dutchess, should really look to make sure they get a good look here, tie the game, and then be really aggressive defensively on the next possession, and then see where it takes them.
Talk about tale of two halves. Dutchess outscored Queensboro in the first 35-22. Queensboro was outscored Dutchess 35-20 in the second.
And then Dutchess looked like they had control of the game again, and then a quick Queensboro spurt.
They were up by 5 with 5:25 to go.
So Queensboro's played this game in runs. They really have.
Queensboro had that 17-0 run that made a 15-point deficit a 2-point lead. Dutchess ball, 1:20 to go, 57-55 Queensboro. Whitted.
If you're Queensboro, you want to be aggressive, but make sure you locate Oki right now.
Gallardi to Whitted. They're down to 5 on the shot clock. Nichols to Oki. She has to put it up. 1, no good, and Carroll with the rebound. And she gets it to Birch. Final minute of play. And Grayson outside to Redwood. Smart play. They're running some clock. Under 50 seconds to go.
Yeah, Grayson was sliding with that ball when she took it.
Dutchess with the foul to give. They can be aggressive. 10 on the shot clock. Hogan to Grayson. 5 on the shot clock. Outside. Grayson for 3. No good. Carroll the rebound, and she is fouled. With 31 and 10 seconds to go. If it's on Pellish, she's done.
She's picked up 3 big fouls, David, late in this game.
And it is indeed number 5 on Mackenzie Pellish. And now Farmer, who's been on the bench for most of the second half, will come in.
Now, again, it'll be no free throws on that ball possession foul.
1 second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, and a turnover. And Nichols going all the way. And this game is tied at 57. And Queensboro can hold for the final shot. Redwood to Grayson. The jumper is no good. They went too early. But traveling is called against Dutchess with 13 and 10 seconds to go. Timeout Queensboro.
Wow.
Whoa. Queensboro went too early and got bailed out by a Dutchess traveling call.
Coming right down to the wire here.
So on the last out-of-bounds play by Queensboro, there was about 30 seconds left. There was about a half a second differential on the shot clock. All they had to do was get it in bounds, and Dutchess had the foul. They did not have to shoot. Instead, they make a dangerous pass that gets stolen by Nichols. She comes down, ties the game. On the next possession, I mean, Queensboro got lucky with the travel, so they do get the ball back, and another chance now. Tie game, they need to take the last shot of this regulation.
Well, Coach, you know this pretty well. This is what happens when you play with freshmen and sophomores.
Oh, absolutely.
Basically.
Sometimes the juniors and seniors too. They
do it, yep. But you'll see it more right here.
Of course, of course, and it's a big game, an elimination game for both teams. So there's going to be some mistakes made, but the players who are ready to rise to the top are going to make that play at the end, hopefully for Queensboro on this possession to win the game.
Who do you go to?
Well, I think you give Grayson the ball. She's been terrific on her penetration, and she's making very good pass plays out of it. So he should set something up where she can penetrate, but have some movement. Have Carroll diving to the block. Have Birch or another shooter, Redwood maybe rotating up on the wings, and tell Grayson, get 2 feet in the lane, and then make a good decision for us, and then wherever she goes with it, let's go home a winner now.
The 5 on the court for Queensboro: Hogan, Grayson, Birch, Carroll, and Redwood. 13 and 8/10 seconds to go.
Of course, they're going to try not to allow Grayson to get her hands on the ball right away.
Gets it to Carroll. Grayson to Redwood. Under 10 seconds to play. They're going to clear out. Redwood going inside. No good off glass. Still 2 seconds to go, and timeout is called with 1 and 9/10 seconds remaining. And what do you do if you're Dutchess?
Well, first of all, I really like the play that Queensboro did there. I know I said give it to Grayson on the last time out, but I really love that they gave it to Redwood with Oki guarding her. Oki was not going to stop her on penetration. You could see Coach Chambers, as soon as Redwood got the ball up top, to spread everyone out, get out of the way, let her take it at Oki with 4 fouls.
They had Nicholas on Grayson, putting the size on her to try to take her away.
She definitely did. She did, and they did just that. And I thought that was a good strategy by Dutchess. But again, I really like just giving Redwood the ball up top with Oki trying to guard her with 4 fouls, and she wasn't going to contain her off the dribble anyway. Good job by Queensboro. Hey, the ball didn't go in, so now you just got to make the next play. We got just under 2 seconds left, and Dutchess has to travel more than half the court distance of the court. So we'll see what they come up with. Probably a long pass here.
Would you try a long pass and a short shot, or the short pass and a long shot?
I think probably a long pass and a short shot, because even if a long pass is in Dutchess's front court, if it happens to get tipped around or even stolen by Queensboro, they got to throw it 85 feet, and you'll take it to overtime at that point.
Interesting on that timeout, you kind of saw Redwood saying, "Oh, I wanted that," and Coach telling her, "Forget about it. Let's play these final this 2nd and 6/10."
Right, and coaches and experienced players have to have that short memory. You're right.
1 and 9/10 seconds to go. Dutchess ball. Whitted will inbound. Oki at the buzzer. It counts if it goes, and we're going to overtime. She had a pretty good look, as good as you could get in 2 seconds. Dutchess outscored Queensboro 35-22 in the first half. Queensboro outscores Dutchess 35-22 in the second.
Well, of course, we've been broadcasting Queensboro, and we'd like to see them get in the win column, let's be honest, but can't get a better game than we've gotten tonight.
This might be the best game I've seen in the 5 years doing this. This is right there with the Queensboro men's Hostos semifinal game in 13.
I'll tell you, that Manhattan Queensboro men's game to end the season, that was a heck of a game.
I might put this one ahead of that, because this is a playoff game.
Of course.
57-57 heading into overtime. The one thing to watch, and why I think Dutchess may have a little advantage, Grayson and Redwood both have 4 fouls.
That's a factor.
So what do you tell your team heading into overtime of a playoff game?
Well, you just got to, you still got to play your game. You got to forget the first 40 minutes right now. It's 0-0 with 5 minutes to go. I mean, you play it like that. You mentioned the foul trouble on Queensboro. Dutchess is in similar foul trouble. Pellish is already out with 5, and their best scorer, Julia Oki, is playing with 4.
Yeah, and they lost. Although she committed 3 big fouls down the end there, they lost Pellish. They won't have her services to box out inside or grab rebounds. So
I believe Voki and Gallardi both have 3 apiece for Dutchess.
You're going to have to depend on another girl to fill in for her.
Queensboro wins the opening tip. The overtime tip. Go inside. Carroll, no good. Tipped around. Loose ball picked up by Oki, and she gets it to Nichols. Then taken away by Birch. And Birch looking for some help and gets to Redwood.
They went right to Carroll on the girl I was talking about, Farmer. Now they'll switch up.
Hogan jumper is no good and rebounded by Oki. 4:20 remaining in overtime. Queensboro trailed by as many as 15 in the opening moments of the second half. They came back to take the lead, and now Gallardi puts Dutchess up in overtime.
You said it before, David. She had about 2 or 3 jump out of the basket. That one just rolled over the rim. Her first good hop on the night there.
And the ref telling one of the Dutchess players to sit down on the bench. 4 minutes to go in overtime, 59-57 Dutchess. Oki playing off of Redwood.
And even though Giraldi has had those misses, she still has 8 points.
Birch from downtown. 60-59. She's been quiet all night. Queensboro up by 1. 3:35 to go. Oki with 29 points. Nichols in the lane. Nichols off glass. 61-60. Dutchess back ahead. Redwood steps into a 3, and it's good! Redwood makes it 63-61. What a wild game. 3 minutes to go in overtime. Nichols inside. No good and rebounded by Carroll. Grayson.
Right. Take your time.
Redwood has to be careful with the 4 fouls. Had her shot blocked. Be careful, Erica. No need to reach in the backcourt. Halfway through the overtime period. 63-61 Queensboro.
Lots of time. You have to execute.
Gallardi's shot is no good. Redwood with it for the Lady Tigers. Up ahead to Grayson. Grayson's jumper, no good. Carroll with the rebound. And Carroll puts it in. 65-61. 2:05 to go. Oki, no good. And tipped by Nichols. And the ball will go to Queensboro with 1:59 to go.
I said earlier, David, no one to box Carroll out in there, really, and she took advantage of it that time. Although Pellish was getting fouls, they couldn't keep her away from the basket.
And Queensboro can run a little clock here. Time is on their side, 1:50 to go. Redwood kick out, Grayson. Shot is no good and rebounded by Farmer. 100 seconds to go in overtime. Queensboro up by 4.
And Carroll was like a hair away from getting to that rebound, just out of her grasp.
And they call a reach-in foul. It'll be 1-1. And it's number 3 on Birch.
Big free throws here. It's a 4-point game, remember now.
Nichols has 20 points on the night. First one is good. Nichols and Oki have combined for 50 of the Dutchess 62. (65-63). A minute and a half to go. Redwood to Hogan.
Spreading it wide to get it in.
Hogan, jumper, no good. Birch with the rebound and she'll dribble out. The shot clock resets. Redwood going inside. Nice pass to Carroll. Carroll misses, gets her own rebound. And then a tie-up is called and the ball will go to Dutchess with a minute and 4 seconds remaining.
Big tie-up, big miss. So they have an opportunity, and they have a few opportunities. There's a minute 4 on that clock.
Carroll was right there. Dutchess can tie or take the lead. Queensboro leading 65-63. 1 minute to go in overtime. Nichols outside. You don't want Dutchess to get a good look at a 3. Oki blows past Carroll. Takes it inside. No good. And then a foul is called. Farmer landed right on Birch, and Birch is down.
Yeah, Farmer came right down on her back, and that was a pounding foul right there.
Farmer landed right on Birch. 47 seconds to go.
And you could see the difference in size and why that hurt.
Well, while they're tending to Birch, I mean, it kind of gives the Dutchess team a chance to regroup right now. 47 seconds left. They're down 2. You know, Queensboro's on a little bit of momentum now. They get a chance to kind of set up what they're going to do for the rest of the game. Coach is talking to them over there, and you know they can get settled in. The Queensboro girls are more worried about their fallen teammate right now, as well as their coach Chambers, who's on the floor with Birch now, hoping she's okay.
And there'll be free throws to shoot once Birch gets up.
She's not able to put any pressure on her legs right now to help her up. She's not able to stand at all on those legs. She is hurting right now.
So Birch being carried off the court.
I mean, it's obvious, you know, someone the size of Farmer coming down on you is going to hurt. And she landed right on top of her. 47 seconds in the ball game.
Now there are free throws that Birch has to take, but I don't know if he's good enough.
Someone's going to have to take them for her. And now David Chambers wants to know, do I designate a free throw shooter? What do we do here?
So we'll be a 1-and-1. Alana McCray will shoot the free throws. No pressure. She just hasn't scored all night. Hasn't played a lot.
No pressure, no.
Now in the last minute of a Region 15 playoff game, taking free throws.
If she makes 2, they're in much better position, of course.
McCray misses the first, and then a tie-up in Queensboro will keep it.
Queensboro ball, yes.
Big play by Carroll.
Still a little bit of difference between the shot clock and the game clock here.
Hogan inbounding. They get it into Carroll. She gets outside to Redwood. And Redwood will run some clock. Bounce pass to Grayson. She finds McCray, and McCray is fouled by Farmer.
And she'll go right back to the line where she just was.
That foul committed by Farmer wasn't as hard as the one she committed on Birch.
Well, at the beginning of the game, you were wondering if Queensboro really wanted this one, and now you know they really do want this one.
McCray back at the line. Makes the first. 66-63. So do you go for the 3 if you're Dutchess?
Well, if she makes this shot, you don't. But if she doesn't, you don't have to. There's still plenty of time. If you can get a quick 2, you'll take it.
McCray splits the free throws, and then they call a foul against Carroll.
No, it's simply a knockout.
Oh, was
it? Well,
no,
let's
I think
see.
it is a foul.
They're going to come down, yes. Right. She went a little bit over her back on that. And big free throws this end now.
Me and Mike talking all that strategy for nothing. Nichols at the line. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Gallardi the rebound, and she calls timeout. With 28 and 2/10 seconds remaining.
Hey, Dutchess will get the ball under the basket, under out of bounds play. So they, with 28 seconds left, they're down 3. They do not have to shoot a 3 here. You know, run your best under out of bounds play. I would suspect that Queensboro will play a 2-3 zone defensively on this, as they typically will do that. But coach should have his own offensive play ready for Dutchess. If they come out in man, he should have a man play ready just in case. If they have an extra timeout, he could use it and set up something else, depending on the defense. But get a 2 here, and then, you know, get down. You know, you're going to have to play defense, press, hopefully get a steal. If not, you can still foul, send Queensboro to the line. They miss 1 out of 2. You'll get the last possession to try to win the game.
The only reason I would see to put up a 3 here is maybe you think you get a couple of chances, couple of shots at it. But I think your logic is the basic. Let's keep in the game here. First of all, let's not put ourselves out of the game.
Right. Well, I mean, you would assume that, you know, a 2-point shot would be a higher percentage than a 3-point shot. Now, that's not to say if you get an open 3, you take it. Open shots are the highest percentage of all.
Someone like Oki gets free, and
sure,
yeah.
Of course. No, you're not worrying about the line, is what I'm saying. You know, you get a good look, just take it and don't worry about where the line is.
Well, it's going to take place right now, so 3-point game in any event.
And Queensboro in the 2-3 zone. Mike Hurt predicting a step back, throw it over the top. Bounce pass to Oki. 25 seconds to go. Queensboro up by 3. 20 seconds to go.
They're setting up for the best shot they can get right now.
Nichols will go for 2 and miss, and Carroll with the rebound. And a foul is called with 10 and 2/10 seconds remaining.
They got a very good shot. Couldn't make it.
It's still a 1-and-1 now. If Queensboro misses the first free throw, do you foul up by 3 if you're Queensboro?
If you're Queensboro, I am a proponent of that. Usually when you get around 5-6 seconds remaining, right now there's 10, so by the time they get it up the court, I would wait for them to get it up the court, and I would foul and make them not be able to tie the game if you're up 3.
Carroll can make it a 2-possession game. 1-and-1 situation. Misses the first. Dutchess is alive, and timeout is called with 9 and 1/10 second remaining. Now you also want to be careful not to foul while in the act of shooting.
No, of course, but now this is perfect. This timeout that Dutchess called to set up their offense is kind of a good timeout for Coach Chambers in Queensboro, because now he can set up his defense. What I would do personally is make them inbound the ball going back towards the baseline, so play behind the offensive players. Let them bring it up, and don't foul till they get over half court. But obviously you can't wait too long, because if you do foul in the act of shooting, you're out of a job, basically. And so what you want to do is foul, put them on the line, and then the 2 big pressure free throws. All they would have to do, they'd have to make the first, miss the second on purpose, get the offensive rebound and score it. You don't see that very often.
And if somehow they do get that ball up there and launch a 3, do not foul on that 3,
not,
please.
Absolutely not.
Dutchess has 9 seconds. They need the 3. Nichols down to 7, 6, 5. They get it to Oki. And it's stripped away by Grayson, and Queensboro wins! Queensboro survived 66-63.
That was easy.
I thought they might call a foul when Grayson reached in and Oki went down. Queensboro, who trailed by 15 early in the second half. They went on a 17-0 run to turn the game around, and then the teams went back and forth.
Nothing to it, David.
Good sportsmanship by Oki, going over to say hi to Birch. A lot of the players are saying how she is by the trainer. That wasn't too bad of a game.
Oh, not too bad at all. Not too bad. The second half and overtime was terrific. Now, on the last play, Coach Chambers elected to play defense for the possession, which is great. And he did a nice job running a second player at Oki once she got the ball. I mean, everyone in the gym knew it was going to get to Oki at some point. So we ran 2 players at her. She bobbled the ball a little bit. Yeah, and there may have been some contact, but she was really bobbling it. Good no call. And they kind of stripped it away from her. And the clock ran out. And Queensboro comes away with a hard-fought win. And one thing I would mention, I mean, clearly they came out flat, didn't have a good first half, clearly were let down after losing the CUNY championship the other night, but they really turned it around after halftime. And this is the type of win that might get them rolling throughout the rest of this tournament, heading to the semifinals now next.
Yeah, I'll go back to Friday night. High intensity in that ball game, big letdown. And I told you Rodney Card came across one of the assistant coaches who was talking about it, lamenting about it, obviously. And Rodney said to that coach, Now you go and you get the Region 15 game. That's what you do. And, you know, that comes from years of experience and, you know, being around that situation, because he won a few of them.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, as anyone who's in athletics, coaches, players, you have to know how to put things behind you, good or bad. Now, if they came off and won the CUNY championship, they still have to come out here and play this game and try to get the regional championship.
And they didn't come out like that tonight.
Absolutely not.
They looked like they were a little disappointed. It looked like they were a little let down. But let's give credit to Dutchess. I mean, they played really well, too.
Right. Dutchess did a lot of good to take Queensboro out of that game. But give Coach Chambers a lot of credit and the players of Queensboro. After halftime, I don't know what he told them at halftime, but whatever it was, he should remember it and use it the rest of this tournament, because it worked.
I love to give Coach Chambers credit because he's such a nice guy, so I'm always ready to give him credit.
And one thing we spoke about a lot during the season, Joe, which we may have lost sight of because of the loss to the Bronx, it's tough to put 40 good minutes against Queensboro. And Dutchess dominated for the first 20.
You have to really work at it. You have to really stay focused. And Dutchess gave it their all here, as we saw. I mean, they were right in this till the end.
Dutchess was up by 15. Queensboro went on a 17-0 run. Teams went back and forth.
They could have given up after they fell behind in this game by 4 too. So
I thought Queensboro may have used all their energy just to get back, because Dutchess was up by 5 with 5.5 to play, and Queensboro came back from that too.
Great game. Terrific.
Do you put that one ahead of the CUNY playoff game 2 years ago down at BMCC?
Well, I don't know. That was magic right there because of the building being so alive and the circumstances it took place under. We didn't think they were going to win that game.
Well, that was also an upset. This was a 4 versus 5 game. You thought this is tough to predict either way. We didn't think it would be this close.
But it had the legend Bob Holford there.
Oh, yeah.
And it had all the elements, you know.
Any final thoughts, Mike?
Well, just that, I agree with you guys. This was a terrific game. I think it was a great win for Queensboro, showing that they could come back from a little bit of adversity, which they had certainly plenty of, being down double figures a lot of the game. And I think it's gonna propel them into some good performances, hopefully for 40 minutes moving forward in the Region 15 tournament.
That's as much as can be said. I mean, if you can move on and even get to that final, you're going to make great strides with these younger players. And the older players will have something to remember when they leave here.
So Queensboro lives to fight another day, and they'll play in Suffolk County on Saturday in the Region 15 semifinals. They come back from a 15-point second-half deficit to win. The final score, Queensboro 66, Dutchess 63. From Mike Kerr and Joe Massey, this is David Russell. Thanks for watching.